It's time for Miss Brenda's Book of the Day. And today's book is called God's Greatest Hero Stories by Lori Peckham. And it is filled with wonderful, exciting character-building stories you will not want to miss. God's Greatest Hero Stories. I'm excited today because I can't wait to introduce you to our guest. Her name is Demi. Demi, welcome to Kids Time.
Hi, it's good to be here.
I'm excited. Now, you came a long way to be here. Where did you come from?
Washington State.
Washington State. And tell me, Demi, what does Jesus mean to you?
He means a lot. I love him with all my heart.
You do. And do you have lots of ways to witness for Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Tell me, what do you do to share Jesus? I know you came here today to share something with the boys and girls, and I was really touched. It really touched my heart what you did, and I'd like to hear what it is and why.
Well, I went to summer camp, and I just loved it so much, and I wanted other kids that wouldn't be able to go there because they might have low-income families or something like that, and so I raised money to help.
Now, wait a minute. So you went to camp. You had such an awesome time that you really started thinking about all the other kids that didn't get a chance to go.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that awesome, boys and girls, where she was thinking of others? And that's what God wants us to do. And so you were thinking about all the boys and girls that couldn't afford to go. So what did you do?
I raised money by one of my family friends that has a lot of horses, and they're like really outdoors.
What's his name?
His name is Jerry.
Uh-huh.
And we raised money by he gave us some grass seed that he had left over from grass seeding his pastures for his horses.
So he grows it, and he had some left over, so he gave it to you.
Yep, and so we got a couple thousand pounds of grass seed that consists of orchard grass and alfalfa, and both of them are stock feeding grass seed.
Now, here's a picture that she showed me, this picture, boys and girls. Here's a picture of you with your dad and your brother. What's your brother's name?
Dustin.
We can't see his face in this picture, but wow, that's a lot of grass seed.
Yeah.
And for those of you that might not know what the alfalfa seed looks like, here's a picture right now that she showed me, and it's got a big, huge scoop of alfalfa seed. Isn't that? It looks kind of pink.
Yeah.
Is that what color it is, or does it just look like that on camera?
It looks like that because there's a coating that they put on it to help it
to
grow and
to
stuff.
help it grow. So that's good. So now you have all this seed. How much seed did he give you?
It was a couple thousand pounds, and there was a couple thousand pounds of orchard grass and alfalfa. And
Wow.
we rebagged it and sold it online.
In like on eBay or?
Mm-hmm.
And
eBay and Craigslist.
how long did it take you to bag all that?
It took us like a couple days, and we would do it constantly. Like we'd bag for a couple hours a day, and then we'd go the next day and do it.
And then how long did it take to sell it all?
It took a couple months. It took about 3 or 4 or 5 months.
And how much money did you raise?
We raised over $2,000.
Over $2,000. Can you believe that, boys and girls? That's amazing, isn't it? Just because she had a desire to help somebody else. I'm sure that was you sent a lot of kids to camp. Did you ever know who that money benefited? Or
We have no idea who it benefited.
Well, something else I'm curious about. Did your neighbor ever find out what you did with this grass seed?
Yeah, and he was really happy. That's what we did with it.
That's wonderful. Isn't that such an incredible idea, boys and girls? And I'm really proud of you that you didn't just go to camp and have a great time, but you thought of others. And that's what the Bible tells us, that God wants us to think of others. And I love that Bible text, and as much as ye have done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So that is a really awesome idea. So do you have any other witnessing ideas coming up?
Who knows? God might give us some more ideas.
He might, and you just pray about it. Boys and girls, I want you to pray too and ask God, what do you have for me to do? What can I do to witness for you? And God will give you those ideas. Well, I have a couple letters here. Don't you love all the letters that we read on Sharing Time, Demi? I have a wonderful time reading them. Boys and girls, I have a picture. Would you mind holding this picture up for me so the boys and girls can see this handsome boy right here? And it says, Dear Miss Brenda, I'm excited to see you in Michigan. You came to my home church in Midland. Please, can you sign me up for Bible lessons and the activity books? And I share Jesus by inviting my friends to Vacation Bible School. And I also had a Christmas party for kids that don't know about Jesus. Love, Cooper. And then I've got a P.S. and it said, I think it's very cool that you came to my church this year in Midland, and also you visited it this year my grandparents' church in their home church in Royal Oak in Auckland, New Zealand, and then you were at my cousin's church in Wahroonga in Sydney, Australia, and also my parents' church in Arena, New South Wales, Australia. And thank you for the busy year you had. Love, Cooper. Well, it has been a busy year, and I think I went to Australia 3 times this year already, and I had an amazing time. And Cooper, I had a great time at your church too in Midland, and I love your pastor. You tell your pastor, Corey Herthel, hello from Miss Brenda, and that she loves him, okay? Let's see, I think we might have time for another letter. I'll take that picture from you. Can you hold this one up? Oh, and this girl has a beautiful little cat. It says, Dear Miss Brenda, I like Kids Time and I love Maxwell. So why is he so sleepy? I share Jesus by giving out tracts to my neighbors, and I'm 8 years old and I love cats. Said, please pray for my brother and sisters who are not Christians, and I want them to love Jesus. Thank you for Kids Time. Love, Emma. And it said, could you read my letter on Kids Time, please? And I just did, Emma. And it doesn't tell me where you're from, but I want to thank you for writing. And Maxwell, there is a secret why Maxwell's so sleepy, but I'm not going to tell you right now. In my bedtime story books that Miss Brenda wrote, it's called Miss Brenda's Bedtime Stories, Volume 1. There's a story in there that tells you the secret why Maxwell is the sleepiest dog ever. And weren't you surprised at how sleepy Maxwell is?
Yep.
Well, I can tell you this much, a little hint. Maxwell's sleepy because Jesus makes him sleepy. Now, aren't you curious? That's Miss Brenda's Bedtime Stories, Volume 1. The story's in it. Well, thank you so much, Emma, for writing. And I want to thank you, Demi, for being with us today. I want to encourage you to keep sharing Jesus, will you?
Yep.
Boys and girls, I want to encourage you to keep witnessing for Jesus. There's so many ways and so many ideas out there that you could do something for Jesus too. And I want you to pray and ask God, what is it that he wants you to do for him? Can you do that? Well, thank you for joining us today, Demi. God bless you, boys and girls. Remember, it's kids' time to share Jesus.